Hola Gemini, Sun, Capricorn, Moons. Welcome to your 2022 Sun Moon reading. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM, and we can certainly set that up. When you view it is when you were meant to see it. It doesn't matter the time of year. Also, check out your 2021 Sun Moon readings that are in my playlist. See if they rang true for you. First portion of this reading, I'll go over the traits of your Sun Moon combination. I'll lay out the main cards. We'll take a quick look at your 2022. The second portion will be the Vimeo link below, where I will have a deeper interpretation of the cards with clarifiers, along with a card of advice for 2022. I'll be dividing the year up into 4 separate sectors. So Gemini, Sun, Capricorn, Moons, you could talk endlessly and enthusiastically when it comes to your goals and achievements. In fact, it's one of your favorite topics, and its pursuits often takes away from your personal relationships. But you do take your romantic connections very seriously when you can find the time to devote yourself to them. The way you do so is by providing for your loved ones and addressing their practical needs with quick thinking. At times you can come off as detached and removed, but you are just very selective about who you share your true feelings with. When you do share those feelings, you have no problem communicating them effectively, whether it be verbally or through written word. Introverted and reserved for the most part, you will still use your gift of gab and charm to connect and socialize when needed. You can be very grounded, but sometimes your mind moves quicker and has your practical self trying to keep up. Then the opposite occurs when your Capricorn moon is moving slower than molasses and your Gemini sun wants to just get this show on the road. So, Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, universe, can you please spread your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Gemini, Sun, Capricorn, Moons for the year 2022? What do you see? What do they need to know to reach your higher ground, become closer to the universe and closer to divine through your messages? Any messages you have will be greatly appreciated, and we thank you. What do you see? What do they need to know? Thank you for the card for January, February, March. Can you please show me April, May, June for Gemini, Sun, Capricorn, Moons, please? We have the Nine of Swords in the upright. Can you please show me July, August, September for Gemini, Sun, Capricorn, Moons? If you did skip over the intro, make sure you go back and look at that. In there is your description for your Sun, Moon sign, along with how to use these readings. Oh, I still need to pull another card. And what do you see for October, November, December? Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, donate. Otherwise, let us get to your reading. Okay, it seems like in the beginning of the year, you're bouncing into the year deciding that you don't want to carry old habits in with you. There's a lot of things that really haven't been kind of working out for you, or things that you've done or behaviors you've done in the past, and you're kind of saying to yourself, you know what, I don't have anything to show for those habits that I have or the ways I was doing things before, so I just want to leave them in 2021 and go into 2022. I think for some of you, one of the things you're going to work on is a little more patience. Realizing that being a little bit impulsive, a little bit rash, may not have necessarily, gotten the things you've wanted to. So you're saying to yourself, okay, a little bit more meditation, a little more staying in the present instead of getting too far ahead of myself, things like that, so that you can be more productive in 2022. And the Eight of Swords in reverse is basically releasing yourself from a mental prison, being open to change, doing things in a different way. And like I said, letting go of the old ways of things and coming in with the new, which makes sense because it's a new year. Really strange too, because I literally just did a reading for a Gemini Sun, Capricorn Moon. And it's interesting because it was kind of the same vibe in her reading for 2022. I wonder if she's going to see this. Anyways, at least for that card. So we go into April, May, June, and I don't know what's on your mind, but it seems like a lot's on your mind during this period of time. A lot of thoughts, a lot of rumination. Remember, do one thing for me. Just try to deal with what you have in the moment rather than all this stuff that's way ahead of you. That stuff can wait. If you don't deal with what you have right in front of you, you can't possibly deal with what's in the future, right? So just really try to slow your mind down, especially in April, May, June, because I see you getting way ahead of yourself and just getting a lot of nervous tension, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worrying about things that you can do nothing about. I mean, at least point your energies on things that you actually have control over. You don't have any control over, what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, even with me kind of telling you what to kind of, expect or what have you, even then you just have a certain amount of control over that. So just try to scale it back a little bit. I see some of you with insomnia. I see some of you with your heart racing. Some of you just really, really concerned about a lot of things that you do not need to be concerned about or you do not have any control over. We get into July, August, September, and I'm telling you, be really careful here, because what can happen is it can snowball into depression. It can snowball into sadness. It can snowball into you having a really hard time, finding, having confidence, finding positivity in the day-to-day, being optimistic. So if you don't kind of nip it in the bud back in April, May, June, I feel like it's going to manifest itself into something deeper, and you're just not going to be having a good time. So I think you really need to just shake off some of the things that might be bothering you mid-year and say, well, I'll deal with them when they come up. When they come up, I'll handle it. But for right now, this is what I have to deal with. This is what's on my plate. In October, November, December, I see you being, I see you observing a person or a situation. I usually get that from the Page of Swords, being very curious. So looking into something, and it could be anything pretty much. I mean, you could be looking into it just to become more knowledgeable, to learn about something. That's really important to you guys. You might be trying to pay attention to what somebody's doing and figure out what they're about, but it being a little bit guarded at the same time because he's holding up the sword, and making sure you're keeping a certain amount of distance so you can't be seen doing this. The Page of Swords is kind of like the spy card. It's looking into something without the other person knowing or the other entity knowing that you're kind of doing this. You could also, for some of you could be signing a new contract of some sort at the end of the year. And then another thing I'm going to mention is that in October, November, December, take real care of what you say. Don't kind of just blurt things out without thinking about the delivery, because that could get you into some trouble at the end of the year. So just be careful of that. All right. So that's what I have for you. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM so we can set that up. Otherwise, I'll be pulling these cards on those cards for a deeper interpretation, along with a card of advice for 2022. Check out my 2021 Sun Moon readings that are still in my playlist. See if they rang true for you. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, or donate. Otherwise, I will see you in the Vimeo. Adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.